Hello and welcome to Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. We are doing the week of the 4th to the 10th of September 2023. This week I am working with the Enchanted Map Oracle and I am working with the Unfolding Path Tarot. Two of my absolute favorite. I know I say that all the time. Let's shuffle our oracle. Let's shuffle the Enchanted Map Oracle and see what is the theme for the week ahead for all Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. Week ahead energy for Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. What is in store for you? What do you need to be aware of, mindful of? What is the overall theme for the week ahead? Right, I am happy with the shuffle. Let's cut the deck and take a card off the top. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, your theme for the week ahead is card 13, solitude. Solitude. So here we have this little, I want to call it a lighthouse, but I know it's not really a lighthouse. It's just a little house on a tiny little island all by itself. It only has one little light. It's got one little door, one little window, and you know, life is pretty perfect on a little island for one. So solitude, I'm going to leave it over there. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat a little bit more about solitude. So a couple of things that come to me around solitude, Gemini, Libra and Aquarius, is that solitude is not just about living on your own. Solitude is not just about isolating yourself on a little remote island and keeping yourself away from everybody. That's not what solitude is. Solitude is about being comfortable with your own company. Solitude is about trusting and believing in yourself, no matter what the situation and no matter what the circumstance. Solitude is about not relying, needing, or needing anybody else in order for you to be happy, for you to be content. Because so many of us have our happiness resting on conditions attached to other people. So we say, oh, I will be happy when this happens, when that happens, when this person says that or does that or becomes that. Everything that we do is very conditional based on other people that we probably have very little or no control over. So solitude is about being content and happy with yourself in your current circumstance, in your current situation, in your current predicament, regardless of any external factors. So as I'm shuffling the tarot, we're looking for guidance and clarity around this solitude that is your theme for the week ahead for Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. And we want to know, what does the solitude mean? What does it look like? And what do you need to know about it? Right. Happy with the shuffle. Let's cut this deck. And let's see, card number one that we have is the Knight of Pentacles. Let's put her over there. We have, oh, and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, we got some action happening. We have some action happening. We have the Hierophant. Okay, I'm liking it. And our final card is the Moon. Oh, this is so interesting. So air signs. So air signs. We have got two knights. And I said we have some action happening because that's what knights are. Although the Knight of Pentacles is probably the only knight that isn't charging ahead. You can see here that our Knight of Wands, she is skipping ahead, she is running ahead, she is charging ahead. We also have the two major Arcana cards, okay? But if we look at our first knight that we have, the Knight of Pentacles, she's very down to earth. She's very practical. She understands that sometimes patience is the key. She understands that virtue is important. She understands that, you know, sometimes if you're growing a plant, and I'm just using it as an example because she is holding the plant in her hand, that sometimes if you're growing a plant, there is just nothing that you can do to speed it up. That sometimes and there's power in that kind of patience. There's power in that resilience. There's power in that understanding that it is what it is. She doesn't feel the urge to add extra to make it hurry up or to make it speed up. She is just diligent, she's patient, but she never, ever stops. And this is the message for you this week. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, we have got solitude. She finds so much solitude in doing the duties of maintaining and taking care of the plants, of knowing that, you know, in time that they are going to yield her the most beautiful flowers or fruit or veggies or whatever it is, okay? And that's where she gets her power from. Her power does not come from an external source, hence the solitude. And she knows every day when she waters her plants, when she trims them, when she, takes care of them, when she adds fertilizer, when she does whatever it is that she needs to do, she knows that it's going to yield her in a positive way, and that is where her power comes from. Then we get our Knight of Wands, who is just charging ahead. But I mean, can I just show you her face? Just look at the glee on her face. Can you see the excitement, the happiness, the joy? Like, she doesn't have a care in the world. She is literally skipping. And this reminds me, I'm sure you've all seen on social media, the skipping challenge that a lot of people have been doing. So she reminds me of that because she can skip. Not like most of us that have forgotten, lost our ability to skip. She can skip. And she's going to do everything at that pace. So when she goes to the kitchen, she's going to skip to the kitchen. If she needs to go to her car, she's going to skip to the car. If she needs to go outside, she's going to skip to the outside. She's going to do everything at that fast pace. Nothing wrong with that because it brings her joy. And this is where the solitude is coming from. So the action, sometimes the slow and steady, sometimes the quick and jumpy, but both of these have a time and a place. Both of these have a function and a purpose, and both of these are going to bring us contentment, solitude. We're not finding our happiness, our joy is not based on anything or anyone external. So there's no other person in our life that determines whether we are happy, whether we are content, whether we are comfortable in our reality. We are the only ones who determine that. And Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, this week, you're going to see this happening over and over and over again. You get to determine the pace at which you operate. You get to determine what it is you do and how you do it. And as long as it brings you happiness and joy, as long as your happiness and joy is not dependent on another person, you're actually going to do pretty well this week. We have the Hierophant here. And the Hierophant is about lessons. The Hierophant is about understanding. The Hierophant is about the learning that needs to take place. And I'm going to say to you, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, that this is not easy for you, okay? Because you are the social people. Your nature, your personality is about connecting with others, being with others, making others happy. Being on your own is not something that brings you huge amounts of joy, which is why the Hierophant is here. So see the Hierophant almost as Spirit saying to you, I know it's difficult for you. I know it's hard for you to be on your own, to rely only on self, and for your happiness to come from self. I know that's difficult for you, but you know what? I'm standing here with you. I've got you. This is Spirit acknowledging that they're going to be with you through this week to assist you to learn, to understand, and to comprehend that your happiness comes from self. It's not driven, or it should not be driven or powered or conditional on anybody other than the self. We also have the Moon card. So the Moon card is about that which lurks in the shadows. The Moon card is the card of facing our deepest, darkest fears. The Moon card is about having courage and confidence to do something that would normally make you nervous, make you afraid, make you scared. So air signs this week, focusing on self, finding happiness, contentment within the self, having the patience and the tenacity, the perseverance and the determination and the joy just by yourself. It's a hard lesson, and it's one that you're going to have to face this week. One that, you would never sign up ordinarily for it. You would not volunteer for this service. And this week, it's definitely something that you're going to have to focus on. So interesting one indeed, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And you know what? You got this. You have got this. You do not need to rely on anybody else. Your happiness comes from you. You in the driver's seat of that, nobody else. So drive yourself to happiness at your speed, at your pace. Learn the lessons, face the fears, and know that all is going to be well. Have an amazing week, friends. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, air signs.